Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m., baby, just after. Special guest all the way from Quebec. Please introduce yourselves, guys.
Okay, let's start with Fred.
All right. My
Yeah.
my name is Fred. I'm vocals and guitar for the band Outlying. We're from TheBoneYard, Quebec, Canada.
And I'm JD, the bass player of Outlying. Sorry for my bad English, by the way.
Oh, it's all good.
I'm sure you've seen worse anyway.
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay, I'll do my best. So, how are you, Mr. TJ Palmer?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm a little tired. It was quite the crazy fucking long weekend there, but we
Oh,
got everything done we were supposed to. I'm just saying, if I known you guys where you guys were, or fuck, I was in Quebec City just 2 days ago. I could have stopped
Okay.
in on my way
okay.
by.
It's about 1 hour and a half from where we live.
Oh, okay.
It's
It's
pretty much
between
in
Montreal
between.
and Quebec.
Yeah, a little bit closer to Montreal, but pretty
Yeah,
much in between.
yeah. I'm actually up there a fair bit. Like since I've started been doing the show, there's fuck most of the bands are out of Quebec. So it's actually all right though. Just a hop, skip, and a jump over, right? So I know. I noticed you guys are working on some new stuff then, eh?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you details on that? Are we allowed to have some details?
Yeah. Right now we have just lots of riffs I have on my computer, and well, right now it's not very easy because our drummer is in France because he had to move back to France because all the immigration stuff is really complicated right now because of COVID-19.
Oh yeah.
So he was not allowed to work in Quebec anymore. So he had to move back. And yeah, especially I run a little bit of a little studio business here in Trois-Rivières, and I was spending a lot of time working on. Me and our drummer, we were working on some other material. Well, basically working with the material of other bands and making records for other people. So we were kind of a little busy, but we have a lot of stuff for a new record. Just it's just about making it all work together and creating some new stuff. Basically, I have like 20 songs started right now, so I have not just way too much material for an
Yeah,
album.
two
But
albums worth,
yeah,
easily.
And if we take all the material that I have here too in my computer, I think we will be able to do a 4 album in a row. So,
Oh shit! Hit the
it,
ground running.
but Fred and I don't really have the same influences in all stuff. So I'm more like mellow death, and Fred is more like a little bit black in the row. So
Mm.
it's how can I say that in English? It's put everything together and make it fit like outlying stuff.
It gives
But
you guys that unique sound that you guys possess. I noticed on your
yes,
last album there, I was listening to it most of the morning, and it's fucking very good, man. I was
well, thank
every
you very
song
much.
like
thank you.
it wasn't like you hit 3 songs and you skip the next one. Fuck, I just played the whole album all the way start to finish, right? I've been finding that a
Yes.
lot lately with all these bands that we've had on. Fuck, it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, that's the point. That's what I'm trying to do with music, and even more with the new material is that I try to have something unique to every song. So there's always something interesting, and you don't hear some bands. You basically hear one song and you heard them all,
Yeah,
and
so true though.
I try to have some elements that maybe are going to be unexpected um, in every song, and I try to do this even more with the new material because to me it's like a lot of people play video games, and if you play video games and it's always every level looks the same, and you have to you end up killing the same kind of boss at every
Every time.
world. You know, it gets boring. You need to have a good story, and you need to have something unexpected happening, and you need to have some sometimes stuff you don't really understand, and you have to hear a couple of times to really grab. And I try to do this with music, keep people's attention and come up with different stuff and different elements and not having the same kind of riffs and the same kind of parts all the time.
On each song. Yeah, that's definitely the hardest part is to capture, especially nowadays, people's attention, man. 30-second videos is all
Yeah.
that's all everyone's exposed to, So
I've been with some people who were, we're like I'm 33 years old and JD's older than me, and I think we are a generation of people who were listening to albums. I like listening to albums from start to finish,
Yes.
And I see people younger than I am. They basically open Spotify and they listen to 10 seconds of a song and they basically skip to the next if they don't like what they're listening to. Like you said, the attention span is like really short right now. So you have to be to grab people's attention. Especially, I'm the kind of guy who likes, songs that are like 10 minutes long, stuff like that.
I noticed that. It seems to be a trend with you guys, like 6 minutes, 8 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to, people are used to getting to the point really, really fast. But
yeah, without hearing the story, like you gotta hear that story. You gotta invest that time into the record. Like as you're listening to it.
I don't know if you watched the movie Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah, the new one.
Yep. You remember? I don't know if you remember the parts when they are with the manager and saying that Bohemian Rhapsody will be on radio, and the manager don't want to because 3-minute songs on radio only, and Bohemian Rhapsody is like 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah,
I think. And we're talking about the 70s, I think. And even in 2021, it's always 3-minute songs in the radio and not a second more. I don't know why this mentality is still there, because there's a lot of 6-minute, 10-minute songs that are really great.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like even we had Aqua on last night out of Hamilton, and they've started to go 6-8 minutes on their songs now too. Like they're. Like you can't help it, Even Your Last Wish have a few 6-7 minute songs. They're right out of Montreal with you guys, right? So I love it myself personally. To constantly have to hit fucking replay every 3 minutes on my thing. Fuck that. Give me a 10-minute song. Let me finish doing what I'm doing. So.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So you got to tell me a little bit about two of these songs here. Sleepwalker is one that really caught my attention this morning. Can you give me a little insight on that?
Oh boy, it was a long time ago.
I know, right?
I wasn't in the band when the song was created, so...
No, I'm not even there anymore.
I used to be in the video, but I wasn't in the band when the Scars of Delight being released.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wrote the album pretty much all by myself.
Wow!
Yeah, I haven't listened to the album for a while actually, but we played this one a lot because every time you hear your old stuff, you're always like, "Oh, I should have been done. This should have been done better," and stuff like that. But then you hear people saying that your first album is their favorite. So
it's true though. Like look at a lot of the bands, even Metallica. Their first album was one of their greatest.
Yeah. But I guess the Sleepwalker, is some of these songs. I tend to be the kind of guy who is like really introverted, and tend to be in my own world a little bit too much and not to be socialized enough. The Sleepwalker was kind of a metaphor for this. Like you live your life, but you're kind of sleepwalking through it, so to speak.
Yeah. going through the actions of life, but not actually living, right?
Yeah, exactly. And even back then, some of these songs that unfortunately dealt with some of my a little bit too much of my liking for drinking.
Mm.
And actually, in a couple of months, I've been will be 2 years sober. So
I was going to ask you, how long have you been sober then? If that's been one of your demons,
yeah, it was the last year. It was really a big problem. But even then, and back then, 10 years ago, I was not drinking that much, and even then, I was liking a little bit too much, and that was some of the part. Some of even in the video, you kind of see this. We have like this girl who's drinking and smoking weed and everything, trying to avoid the society and avoid reality. And when you're that type of guy who really likes to avoid reality, you're really going to be easily trapped in the everything that
Vicious
is
circle.
yeah.
alcohol and drugs and all that. So you have to be careful with that. So yes, I have quit all that stuff because it's really, in the end, it's really just a waste of time and money. And in the end, you don't avoid anything. It's just making stuff worse. And it really makes me really unproductive, so to speak. Maybe it's one of the reasons why we haven't released stuff for like 5 years right now.
Few years, yeah.
Yeah, I was like the kind of guy who you would consider like functional alcoholics because I was working a lot, and I was still pretty productive for the amount of self-destruction I was involving myself in. And yeah,
Could be great lyrics for the next album. Like you said,
yeah,
Fred.
yeah, there are actually even more lyrics about that. But you have to be to go to the source of what makes you act behave like that,
Mm-hmm.
And I was seeing for the first time in my life at 33 years old, I've been seeing a little bit of for a few weeks or a few months. I was seeing a therapist. Stuff that this is something that I should have done much earlier in my life, unfortunately. And yeah,
That's gotta help though, to be able to talk.
yeah, a little bit,
you
but you have to like see through your own bullshit and look at your own behavior, and you have
Almost
to
like a self-reflection in that sense, eh?
yes,
Take a
exactly.
step back, and even if
worst
you
part
just write
is
down the stuff you do and you read it out loud, you're like, why the fuck am I doing this?
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, a lot of my problem, to a certain degree, was about maybe a lot about guilt and a lot about shame to a certain degree. And you have to avoid that also. You have to avoid knocking yourself down, and you have to look at your past. And even if you're not proud of some of the stuff you've done,
Yeah, I
it's
hear
part
you
of
on that.
yourself.
you have to assume it.
Yeah, you have to.
But I think the worst part of all this process is to take the time to look at you in the mirror and say, what the fuck is going wrong with me? I think it's the worst part.
Yeah, but exactly. But to me,
It's gotta be the hardest part too, to actually finally tell yourself, like, hey man, I got
There's a
fucking
problem.
Yeah. Mine was methamphetamines years ago was my big one, and I was able to get off it, but I struggle with the beers. I do drink and fucking probably a little too much, more than most.
Yeah.
So
Some people drink a little bit more than most, but it's still all right. I was. To me, it was more like I needed my fix every night, and that was, I tried to quit cold turkey, and and it did not end very good. I ended up in the hospital. I had the ambulance take me in my apartment because I was basically I had like how do you call this seizure?
Oh, okay, yeah.
If we translate it in English, it sounds like a bacon's dance or something like that.
It was not as bad. It was not that bad, but I ended up in my kitchen kitchen floor, and I was not able to stand up, and I was shaking, and I was barely able to, call 911 on my on my phone. And I had my roommate, which was basically our drummer, who is in France right now. He had a couple of beers in the fridge, and I downed all of them at once, and it kind of calmed my nerves a little bit.
Yeah.
So you had these guys, these paramedics, coming in my apartment, like, because I live in a pretty poor neighborhood, and when the ambulance was called, and you have all these paramedics with this big attitude that, like, well, another fucking junkie in that goddamn shithole.
Shooting up, ODing,
Yeah. So they came into my apartment, and I was like this trashed out, long-haired dude in his tank top, and I was like in my chair in my kitchen, still shaking a little bit. And it really wakes you up,
Oh yeah, for sure.
It really, what am I doing with my life? And but that's
me. I watched a buddy. Well, I watched a lot of friends lost a lot of friends to the alcohol, mainly a lot of drugs around my area where we're from, up here, up north. Like, fucking, it's a craziness still kicking around. I can't believe like there's still fucking people doing what we used to do, and watched so many of my friends die or go so far downhill they never came back. Right. And that was when I started to I was like, I got to go get clean, man. I got to do something. So I fucking moved right away. Moved like fucking 2-day drive away to get away from everything.
Okay.
Lived in the woods for a bit, fucking cleaned myself up, right?
Yeah, but if we go back to the song "The Sleepwalker," one of the, I guess to a lot of people, to some people like you, it's like it's about bad influence from people who are into drugs and drinking and all that. But to me, that was never the problem. To me, it's always because. It was always because I tend to be too much of an isolated guy. There was never really anybody influencing that behavior and enabling that behavior, really. It was always my, the more you're into it, the more you're drawn to this.
You find it. Well, I found that because in the beginning, no matter where I moved, I found it. Oh,
okay.
I'd be shopping groceries with this guy. Hey. Oh, of course. Fucking right back down the rabbit hole again,
Yeah. I guess, like JD said, it's going to be used in the creative way. In a sense. Yeah. I'm going to be able to
I think you already told me that you were drinking a lot to help you to forget your anxiety or something like that.
Yeah, I guess at that point I was not. Anxiety did not exist anymore because I didn't even know what it was anymore. Because when you quit, you really realize that it's part. It comes back really hard on you.
Mm-hmm. To the anxiety, I've never ever had that, but I did date a girl for quite a while who had it really bad. Like, just to even get her to go out and have beers with me, man, she'd fucking go into a panic attack and shit. And I don't know if that's quite the same or.
It was not as bad, really.
Yeah.
Except maybe when I quit, because it all strikes you back very hard.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. And so many of us have used music to save our lives that way. Like, it was music that eventually got us through it, whether it was just what we were listening to or like yourself writing, using those experiences to bring more music out and to help yourself in that sense, right?
Yeah.
I want to know, TJ, how did you dealt with the COVID-19 and podcast and music scene? Because I don't know where you come from, but here in Quebec, there's no show at all or only virtual shows. And how did you live with that?
Yeah, it made mine a lot easier because in the beginning, I would drive all the way to you guys. We'd sit at a table and we'd do the interview in person. Well, that costs a lot of money to travel like that. It's all out of my pocket. Like, I pay for everything that happens on the show, whether it's people, bringing you merch or selling you bringing you the interview. But that's forced me to be able to learn how to do this right now with the Restream. So,
Okay.
in a sense, and the fact that no one's on tour, everyone's looking for a spot to talk about their music. Here we are. You kind of couldn't have happened at a better time on that sense, right? But now the world's slowly opening up. I think we've made enough good friends with so many bands that we'll just work with the ones we had just recently, right? And then, because you guys are all going to be on tour in the next year or two, right? It's going to be hard to drag you back in. You'll be on tour and shit. So I think when you guys go on tour, that's when I'll hit the road again and fucking start doing my traveling show again. And then I'll come to your guys' live show. We'll fucking do a little broadcast backstage. I'll get to sit front row. Fuck, that would be awesome.
All right. Yeah, to me,
I
the
guess,
recording. Yeah.
Well, let's go, Fred.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, to me, recording, since I record bands here in my own studio setup, the COVID-19 thing was everybody wanted to record because they didn't have anything else to do. So,
no, right?
Yeah, I had a lot of jobs because, people, hey, we cannot play shows, so let's go and record some stuff.
Now, you guys had a curfew, though. We didn't have a curfew, but you guys would lock down at 9?
Yes.
Was it? 9 o'clock, eh?
At first it was 8 o'clock and then 9:30.
Yeah.
I felt like I was 11 years old again, so...
yeah, in trouble again, grounded.
Yeah.
Dad Legault told us to be at home at 8 o'clock, so...
So, has it helped you guys at all, like, with the lockdown and shit? Like, has it gave you more time to work on shit, or it gave you too much time and now you're just crazy, right?
For my part, it make me turn a little bit crazy. I just because right now I have some issues right there, so it's gonna be good for new material, I think.
Yeah.
But seriously, all this COVID shit just wasn't good for me at all. It creates me a lot of anxiety and stuff, and I'm the guy that is really extrovert. I don't know how to say it in English, but extrovert.
Very outgoing.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah.
But
you're like
with the
me, always traveling, always on the go. Sorry,
but with COVID, I just shut myself on myself and not talking to people anymore, just alone. And I think it's something that made something bad in my head. But
I'm like God. I can't spend too much time alone in my head. I have to either have music out to drown out the voices. I guess that's how I always describe it. Like they're nonstop. Always back here screaming here, like, shut up, man. Put in my headphones,
And seriously, for me, doing shows, it's like a safety valve. I'm doing my show and all the steam going out of my head and I'm feeling better. But now it's been a year and a half that I'm not able to release the pressure. So
it's going to be quite the explosion when you're able to. Then
the explosion is already done. Right now, I'm learning to deal with anxiety because it's my new friend right now. And it's I don't know how to say it in English. Sorry, but it's quite a big problem, a big anxiety problem that will be solved in the next month. I hope so. But seriously, COVID-19 really just mess up with my head a lot.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. Like for the first bit of the lockdown, I didn't even know how to do my show anymore, man. I fucking went. I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't do fuck all, man. And then I finally got out there, and then when I ran into I went to actually the girl that helps me co-host, or the woman I should say, runs Sofa City Sounds. She was the one that introduced me to Restream and being able to do it this way. So, and then it kind of getting better in my head that way. Like I'm still productive in what I'm trying to do and stuff, still getting band their music out. But when it comes right down to it, I live on the road, man. I love being in a hotel or being on a buddy's couch and then fuck the next place and doing it, having dinner in person with people and actually talking to them in person. It's something I crave. That's something I need in that sense, like air. So.
Yeah, craving is a good word that you're using for if we're talking about shows. In my case, it's a big craving because seriously, the energy you give to people and the energy that they send you back, it's like when you're on the stage, it's magical.
100%. There's not another feeling like it being on stage playing, getting it out,
But the last time we made a show, it was in Val d'Or in the north of Quebec. And seriously, this place, when we go there, it's always crazy.
I can't wait, man.
It's a nice place to go because there's not many shows there, but when there's shows, there's a lot of people that going there, and it's always a big party.
No, that's excellent, man. That's good to know because I'll be in Quebec a lot this year, so it was. We'll be seeing you guys play on stage as soon as you're on there. I'll be front row and center for sure, bud.
All right.
So, but where do you come from, TJ?
I'm from Ontario, actually, just north of Barrie right now. So,
okay.
To go to about where you guys are, it's probably 6.5 hours. About 5.5 to Montreal, and then it's 8.5 hours to Quebec City from where I am.
Okay.
Which is technically my shorter trips I do. Like my last big road trip right before COVID, I was in Arizona, Mexico. I drove across the U.S., back up across Canada, right? And interviews all along the way. Fuck, it was fun, man.
Is that the reason why you have a world map behind you?
Yes, actually. And I also have, like in front of me here, I have multiple like province maps. And then that reminds me, this bag here is all my maps from when I'm on my road trip and shit. All the like little hidden gems and stuff you can go and see. So I just love maps, geography, right? I'm always right into that. So this map actually has the Canadian peacekeeping mission started out on it everywhere in the world where they are. Update them and take them down as they go, right?
All right. I don't know what's happening, but I cannot see you, but it's all right.
Oh, did the screen go?
Yeah, the only person I see is me, but that's okay. I can hear you, so.
Okay.
Maybe try to turn your cell phone on the side.
No, it's not working. I tried, but...
No. I had that the other day with InStorm all the way from Moscow. They were just on Friday there, and my screen went all green. There was nothing I could do, man. Just go. They could still hear me, so I was like, right on.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay. I can hear you. So
yeah. That's the main thing.
I think I'm seeing only the top corner or something like that. Yeah.
So, do you guys have an idea on when you're going to be releasing some new stuff? Or
oh shit! Let's try.
All the tough questions.
Will come back, so
yeah.
Hopefully in 2022.
Okay, that's good though. We'll stay in touch in the meantime.
All right.
Like you guys are fun. We need to have you on more.
But we have a session drummer, so we will be able to do shows anyway, but not with our friend Shiboy. Mm-hmm. But at least we'll be able to be active on the scene with one of our good friends, that drum on the Scars of Daylight, the first album.
Oh, yeah.
So right. He already knows the songs of the first album, but for framework for repression, he will have to learn a little bit. But we won't do a big set list of an hour and a half or something like that. We'll do short shows like half an hour or something like that.
I'll be all right though.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys like hoping to say everything goes as planned, like do a world tour, or you guys want to do Canada first, or
Yeah. Quebec
Oh, man.
first.
Well, yes, Quebec first.
Well,
But
I
it's
know when
quite
you guys are up
complicated.
and running, let us know. We do have a few bars that we know here in Ontario. We can get you in a few places for sure. So
We've been
But
in
it's
Ottawa once.
Ottawa, yeah,
Yeah. We've been in
We-
New Brunswick. It's always cool in New Brunswick.
Mhm.
And, maybe, I
yeah.
don't
My
know.
parents actually live in New Brunswick.
Okay.
Yeah, that was where I finished off my road trip. I was down in Virginia with a friend of mine, and then I went from there up to New Brunswick, and
Okay.
then drove home from there. Right, spent a couple of days with them. That was the last time I seen them actually. Fucking haven't been allowed out. And now they won't let me come until I'm vaccinated. So I'm waiting on my fucking
Okay.
appointment for all that shit, right? Really don't even want to, but if it means I got it,
Yeah.
allows me to travel, man. Fuck, I don't know. I'm on the
I
fence
don't
still.
really want the to be vaccinated either, but I know I'll have to.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
In my case, it's already done.
Oh, you got her done, eh? How was
Yep.
it for you? Did any
Oh, it's
like
okay, but when my cell phone's ringing, my arm will just shake like that. It's the 5G chips on my arm. No, seriously, I had no problem, no issues with this.
No, that's
Only
good.
a little bit of pain, and my arm was heavy for 2 days, but nothing more.
Nothing more, eh?
No, there's
Yeah, that's
nothing to be
where
afraid of.
no, I'm not so much nervous of it. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theory, but I don't like being poked with shit. I did chemo and stuff already when I was younger.
Okay.
Fuck, that
I
was
see.
brutal, man. Like I got needles every day for 6 months. Some in my back and my side, my legs, like you name it, man. They poked and prodded me with it,
Oh,
right?
shit.
So, I've had enough of needles.
Yeah, I get it.
But no,
Especially,
seriously, there's nothing to be afraid of.
No way.
I didn't have any side effects, and I did it because I want to do shows faster than possible. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the 75% of people that are vaccinated to be able
No,
to
that's
take
good.
my life back.
Like where we are, I've tried to book twice, and each time they bring the new round in, it's like sold out. It's like concert tickets. You fucking
Okay.
can't get them,
Oh,
You gotta go to the back alley and buy off this fucking scalper. But I probably will get it eventually, just so I can travel because I have a lot of international trips planned for next year and stuff too,
Okay.
right? So yeah, I'm looking at Ireland and Germany as well, right?
okay. All right.
Depending on where my friend is at the time, I'll maybe go to South Africa if she's still there, whether visa and travel permits come through or not. And then her and I are planning a huge road trip across all the United States and South America, right? So we'll see how that goes and plans out, right? So
I see you like traveling a lot.
I love it, man. It's always been in my blood ever since I was a little kid, man. We used to travel back and forth because my dad's U.S. and my mom's Canadian, so we were
Okay.
always back and forth visiting the family, road trips, and then eventually they just threw me on a bus when I was like 14 and said, "See you later." Fucking
Oh,
sent
shit.
me wherever I was going,
Okay.
right? And I haven't really looked back, so like I've been everywhere from Alaska to fucking Cuba, right?
Okay.
Alaska, I fell in love in Alaska, man. That was fucking fantastic up there.
Okay. Well, it's
But I always
probably
end up back in Ontario.
Alaska must be pretty cold, I guess, in the winter.
hmm Yeah, it's all right. Yeah,
Should be
and
pretty
then
cool.
yeah, it gets fucking super cold. Yeah, I used to work for the railroad too, and then that took me around quite a bit of places, right? Like we did
Okay.
our schooling out of Wisconsin, and then we were in Michigan and Florida, all around doing that. And then when I left the railroad, I came back to Canada here, and even my job now, fuck, they're sending me like we're going to Thunder Bay in a couple of weeks for 6 weeks or something, and that's 17 and a half hours north of where I am.
Okay.
So, like we're all over Ontario with the job that I do here. So we're all the way from like the London right up to Thunder Bay, like, and then as far east and shit as like Simcoe. We're going next week. I'll be in Delta, which is like 2 hours from you guys, just on this side of the Ontario border. So it's kind of always been with me. No matter what I do, I always end up with a job that takes me all over, or I either work that job just so I can afford to travel, right?
Okay.
Yeah. You guys don't travel much then? You guys been around? Or?
The only country I've ever been in, the other country other than Canada, was the U.S. when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, you did not need a passport, and
No.
it was before 9/11, and
Mhm.
I was like in at the beach, like the typical tourist stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've never traveled in a plane. I've never tried it.
Oh, wow. Spent half my life, I think, on a plane, a train, or a bus, right?
I did a trip in Florida when I was 3 years old in plane, but seriously, I don't remember anything of that.
No.
Of course,
But,
our
I
drummer
personally
traveled
like the road trips. I like to be able to stop if you see something cool and stuff.
Okay.
But,
yeah, I love road trips.
yeah. But
pretty
flying,
cool,
definitely when you're like going somewhere far, it's easier sometimes just to fucking fly there and be done with it, right?
just take the road and go where your steering lead you. It's
Mhm.
nice. But
No, I can't argue with that. There's so much night, like even just from here to like Quebec, there's some cool shit that a lot of people don't know about when you stop. And if you just get off that interstate and take that back road for a bit, like I did that, I was down in New Mexico, and I see actually it was a fucking cutout sign, like almost on cardboard, shortcut to I-10. Fucking stupid me, I'm going to I-10 off on this road, right? Not thinking horror movie, hills have eyes and shit, right? Fucking, I was 150 miles into my off-road excursion before I kind of realized that where the fuck am I? Where's this I-10, right? I made it. I finally found my way, right? But fuck, that's how you do it, though. That's how you got to do it.
Well,
Yeah, everyone said, "Oh, you're fucking crazy," because I went by myself. Like I didn't be that drove, right? So you do kind of go a little crazy in your car all by yourself for hours on end, right? But I don't know how truck drivers do it at full time,
Yeah. My father is a truck driver now, so he likes to do that. He likes to, sometimes goes to Nova Scotia or Manitoba. And he's really into traveling, but me, I never really had that kind of money, to be honest, as well.
Well, I travel poor. Don't worry, man. I'm not like staying in hotels. Sometimes I'd sleep right in my car. Fuck, I'll just throw my tent on the side of the fucking rest stop, right?
Maybe I should have saved my money a little bit more.
Yeah. That's the funny thing about money, though.
Years ago.
Yeah, you can't take it with you anyway, so why not just fucking spend her up, right? Nope. Did I break his camera?
Problems. Supposed to come back really soon.
There we go.
I'm back. Okay. Still ugly, but I'm there.
I just got a haircut too, man. Up in Quebec City, and we got a bit to drink, and I've been bitching about my hair because it was all like in that in-between stage. And my good friend there, she's like, "I'll cut your hair." Poof. Buzzes up. 10 minutes later, felt great. But anything? You guys have merch? You have T-shirts and stuff. You guys sell?
Yes, we do have. Yes.
Where do we find all that?
On our website. Our website was not updated since many years, but you can still buy them on outlying.ca. There's still this. We have like this online store, but for most of the time, people don't really buy this from there. So I don't.
I find that too. merch and shit, and everyone just wants
I
to
think
do a
that
t-shirt.
the best way to contact us for to have merch is by the band's Facebook page.
But you can
Oh,
still
yeah.
go on our website though, because sometimes I forget that we have a website, but it's still
Hey,
up there.
apparently we
That
have a
is a
website
website.
now, but I don't know how to use it.
You have to use PayPal on our website though, so but it's still there. You can order our merch on the website. You can order
Okay.
albums. You can order a sticker, and I'm going to
gotta
ship
give
it to you.
a little shout out to Live Lager here. It's fucking beer. When I was in Quebec there, I stopped in the brewery and fucking, that's great beer.
It's the beer that our common friend Max has been able to put one of his band on it. Last Dance Among Us, I think.
Yeah, they are. They're on here as well. And then good friends of mine over at Your Last Wish are the ones that pointed me out to beer. They were just on the show just recently. Actually, their drummer Peter, he's in Germany. He's trapped in Germany right now. He can't.
Okay.
Yeah, because he plays with them, but he's from back and forth all the time, sort of like your player, right? And so.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, we had actually Peter and Roxanne, the lead singer. She come on and really good friend of mine. Excellent people, man. They're heavy like you. They got a very unique sound, especially with her singing and stuff for them. Fuck, it's fantastic. We might as well give Max a maximum of fuck. I always call Max the Million, baby. Give him a little shout out. Big old hello. I believe when I come down next time, I'll be at his place.
Okay.
Hanging out for I think we're gonna spend 3 or 4 days there for sure, right? So.
Oh, Max is watching right now.
Yeah, here he is, boys. Yeah, he's actually he's always watching us here in the Boneyard.
Yeah. He told me to speak the less I can because he knows I'm stupid and I could say anything bad. So he said, "Don't speak a lot."
I was gonna say, have you watched the show? Have you seen some of the shit I've said, bud? Yeah, that's why I love this show, though. No filters, man. I pretty much don't try not to sound unless you say stupid fuck something stupid, you know. Like, but for the most part, I don't edit nothing, right? So that's why we always do it live, though. It's no different than you guys getting on stage, fucking playing those notes, you know.
Yeah.
I could, but by the time, because I work full time too, like, so what am I going to edit this shit? You know, I'd have to hire more people or hire people to do it, and that's not happening, right? So,
but you were talking about worldwide tour and Canadian tour. It's something that I'm almost 37, so it's kind of really hard to do a big tour like that because I have my job, I have a house and stuff, and we know that doing music is like a hobby and not a first incoming. First income. I'm not sure how to say this, but
no, that's correct. It's not your main source of income. Like I would say, 90% of the other bands that we interview, everybody works full time, and they're just putting their time in and trying to make it, you know, no different than you or myself, you know. So
in the 70s, my father earned his college studies with music. He was playing 3 nights a week and getting about $500 each day.
That's not
now
bad.
if we have our gas paid and a pizza slice, it's okay for us.
Well, I might be able to hook you up with some pizza and gas. We'll get you down to Ontario, man. I'll make you homemade pizza. How about that? It'd be even better.
But,
you need to have you need to have a full-time job, especially for people who don't make a lot of money. It's actually a pretty expensive. You know, some people call this a glorified hobbies.
It's like owning a boat. You know, you always got to pay another $1,000. Always another $1,000.
Yeah, you have to pay for rehearsal place, and you have to,
Mm-hmm.
we had some stories about, cars breaking down and stuff, and all that. And
Like a transmission liquid that flows.
yeah, it happened like
Yeah.
nearly 10 years ago. And right now, I'm thinking about buying a new truck for when we can play live.
Mhm.
Because having a small car, it's not really easy when you need to carry the drums and all the amps and all that.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
People-
times drummers would rather play with their kit, and we like to play with our own stuff as well. So
Mhm.
I need to buy another big redneck pickup truck with like the one I used to have. It was really useful. You
Yeah.
just load everything in the back, and
Away you go.
yeah.
I
Or
did that.
maybe
I
a
bought a
close
station
trailer.
wagon.
I have a hitch behind
Yeah.
my car, so
Oh.
just a close trailer that's not really expensive. Less
Yeah.
expensive than a redneck truck.
yeah. Yeah. That's why I went with the car this time. It's the fuel. Like for me to be traveling and driving
Yeah.
everywhere. I almost need like just a little fucking single seater, 1,000 miles to the gallon. That's the way I go,
Yeah, a lot of this is you really have to do the metal music because you love it, because most people doing interviews or even labels and promoters, a lot of people are just doing this because they like it.
Mhm.
Even the promoters, they don't make any money on the show, but they don't lose any money. They are happy because
Yeah.
they just do it because they enjoy it. We are actually pretty close friends with in Trois-Rivières. There used to be like the Trois-Rivières Metal Fest pretty much every year.
Every year. Yeah.
And the promoters are actually a friend of ours. And last time, pretty much every year, every time they book the show, and they don't lose money, they are happy about it.
Yeah.
It's not like when you start a business, you want to make money, you want to make a. Playing metal is like running a business, but being very stupid.
Yeah. Like going to Vegas and betting it
Yeah,
all on roulette, fucking here. All
just
or nothing.
spend
But
money and you're happy because you're not losing money.
mhm.
Same things for labels. There's a little music store here in Trois-Rivières that basically the guy is doing. He has another job just to keep his business open. I think
He's
it's
got
called.
two jobs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
his name is Pierre, and then the boutique is called Metal Punk. I don't even know if he's still in business right now, but
Oh shit! I was
I
gonna
guess
say I should pop on in there next time I'm in town, man.
yeah, I don't know how much money, and that's not really my business how much he
No.
makes, but but I know he's not making a lot, and he's
Yeah.
doing this because he loves it.
That's like here. We don't. I do everything for nothing. Like I'll even some days
Yeah.
take like if you send me photos, I try to make promos for the commercials and this and that. But I'm just sitting having a few beers. That's doing that. I could be doing a lot worse shit. That's for sure. With my time, right, and my money. So why not reinvest into myself? It makes me happy to do it. So
Okay.
it's no different than your music and being independent artists such as yourselves, putting your own money back into your music. Like,
Yeah. So did you hear our last record, Frameworks? I think you heard it.
no, I have not yet.
Okay. You were I can send you a link.
That'd be awesome, man. That'll be my afternoon listening while I'm sitting around networking and shit, right? Well, I gotta get caught up on my emails, man. I haven't looked at my fucking emails in probably a week. I just been avoiding it, man. I'm like just overwhelmed with emails.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so that'll be this afternoon. I'll throw on your new shit there for me, and then that'll give me the courage to push through and actually open my emails and get her done today.
emails for repression.
Yeah. A bunch of, like you said, bunch of promoters from other places in the world. They've been sending me shit, and I've just been ignoring all of it. Fucking.
Okay.
But I'll get on that today for real. So, is there anything else that we should know, man? Or
Right now, not really, except where our drummers is not home.
yeah,
Our
he'll be
drummers,
back soon, though, and you
I
guys are
certainly
looking
hope
at
so.
new shit for next year. Like,
Mhm.
I can't wait, man.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
And when the shows will come back, we will be on the first line to enjoy with people.
Yes, I can't
Because
wait.
I really, really, really miss doing shows. And even
Yeah.
if people have to be sit down and just watching the show, I will be happy because it's really something
Yeah.
that's missing me up a little bit. And I guess for Fred, it's the same thing.
Mm.
Yeah, to a certain degree, yeah. Because I was always working with music anyway, so I'm always pretty busy, even with the COVID. So
Yeah. Like I say, here's my audience right now when I'm jamming. I got Baby Yoda leaving the beeve here. They're always front row for me.
all right.
But yeah, let's wrap it up. Fucking great day, man. Thank you guys so
Thank you
much for
very
being
much.
on. It was a pleasure. And next time I'm in Quebec, man, I'll look you guys up. And if you're around, maybe we'll have a pint. Maybe not so much for
Yeah,
you,
why
my
not?
friend. Maybe we'll have some dinner and stuff. But him and I, JD and I, can go have a pint. And
Why not?
All right. Yeah, give us yeah. If you're in town, just tell us. We'll meet somewhere.
Yeah, cool. I'll keep in touch for sure, man. I'm generally pretty good at doing that. So
maybe eventually there's going to be another Trois-Rivières Metal Fest. We hope so.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's actually pretty well known in Quebec, and a lot of people was. Even from Ontario, there were people traveling to go to Trois-Rivières Metal Fest.
Yeah, you guys had some huge headliners on that lineup too.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Last time there was a cattle decapitation.
Yeah,
There was
they're
a cattle
fucking
decapitation,
fantastic.
and the other day, who was it? I think it was the Spice Icon, the headliner.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure cattle decapitation was on this tour right here from 2019. I'll have to check the back of my shirt.
Yep, they were there with the Faceless and River of Nihil, I think.
Rivers of Nihil.
Yeah, Rivers of Nihil. They were at Heavy Montreal, so.
Yeah, no, that was. I tried to go. Was it the year before or whenever the COVID happened? They were planning the big show, and I had out to buy my ticket, and then that's when the world shut down. It was like, I was supposed to be over in Germany for Rock and Ring, I think it is Rock and Ram, something like that. And that all got spoiled, canceled, right?
Yeah.
So far, out of the 52 tickets I had purchased for shows, only one of them are a go, and it's Apocalyptica in September 9th. So that's here in the Opera House, and right now it's still a go, but I don't know. We'll see, right? But
how close are you to? How close are you to Toronto?
I'm only about an hour and a half, depending on traffic, to Toronto, so not far at all, really.
I was actually spent a month like 15 years ago in Toronto. There were actually a couple of cool venues for metal. I think there was one called the Opera House.
Yeah, first on my list is the Opera House. Then we have the Rock Pile, which is another good spot, right? I think it's the Madhouse, because that's where I seen Code Orange for the first time.
Okay.
Second time I seen Code Orange, but the first time I was at the Madhouse. Used to be a place called the Docks. I'm not sure what it's called now. It used to be very good for shows, right? Toronto's actually got a really good fucking setup for concerts with all the different venues. The Phoenix is another excellent spot to go, right? There's lots of choices, right? So.
We have to go there one day. We've never played in Toronto, only Ottawa.
Oh, it'd be Fuck, we'd definitely love to have you guys down here, man, when you guys are ready to go, because I know we got quite a few locals here that'd probably love to have you guys open up and get you on a bill somewhere, at least for the weekend. Come down, even if it's one show, spend the day and weekend here at my place.
That would be great.
Party in the backyard, go to the show.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't been in Toronto for 15 years, so that would be cool. I don't travel a lot. My only excuse for traveling is playing in a band. So,
same thing for me.
Right.
If we play a smaller show in the club, to me that's always a good excuse for a road trip, and
good food, man, and we'll make sure we have a fucking good time. Show you the sights.
Turkey, beef, and pork. Pork. What you're eating?
Pulled pork.
Pork, yeah.
No, it's not pulled pork. It's pork skin. I think I don't know how to say it in English.
I always called it chitlins, but that was like deep fried pork ears and stuff. That was something we ate down south all the time.
That's what I'm talking about.
The skin. Because where I worked, when I was younger, I worked in a restaurant, so we'd take like the half a pig, and then you'd cook it in the pressure cooker, so about 14, 15 hours. And when you take it out, the skin will slide right off the thigh and stuff. Okay. And then you take that and you set it aside and you break it up, deep fry that in oil buds like potato chips. Fucking delicious.
Yeah. That's what I call tour food.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these kind of chips.
Oh, they're so delicious. It puts on salt and pepper with it. Can't go wrong, man.
But it smells really bad.
When I first moved down, my first night there, he's like, I got to clean up all these dishes. So it was an 18-hour trek for me to get down there to start work and stuff, right? So I end up working all night, getting the place ready for the morning. I get up in the morning, like I sleep the day, and then I come in for a cleaning shift and stuff at night before I started cooking for them. And he's like, we're going to make 10 gallons of hash today. So I'm thinking, fucking, we're smoking some serious hash now. It's a fucking stew, right? I didn't know. I was only like 14, just getting into drugs, right? Fucking, it's like, oh yeah, we're going to make hash today at the restaurant. Like, no way. My eyes went like that big, but turns out just a giant stew. But fuck, it's the best stew I've ever had in my life, man. Hash stew. Oh. Yeah, I've done quite a few jobs all around the world, right? It's been good though. I can't complain. So,
what are you doing right now? You tell me.
Right now, I'm just kind of sitting at home. I finally got home the other night, last night.
Yeah, but I mean, as a job.
Oh, I work construction, so we do insulating, fireproofing. On my end too, I do a lot more of the fireproofing, blue skinning. Working hand in hand with bricklayers, getting everything set up for the outside secure of the house. We do soundproofing as well, right? And we do a bunch of other shit on the side, drywall, steel roofing, stuff like that too. I'm trying to go smaller and stay with just kind of like re-renovate your bathroom and shit. Easy jobs. You're in and out in a couple of weeks. I'm not there for months, right? And so it's quite the shit show. I got a few different companies I kind of cross-pollinate with, right? So when these guys are super busy, I'm with them. When these guys need a hand, I'll be shipped over there. So it works out for the best. Keeps me busy. Keeps me on my toes.
So you had job anyway with the COVID? You still had
Yeah. So when my road trip, I got back March 14th was when I got back to Canada, and that was when the world shut down. So we only shut down. Well, they kicked me out because I just got back. They were like, no, you go home for 2 weeks, right? So they ended up shutting down for initially only 10 days. And then we were deemed essential again. And then he called me after 11 days. And he says, hey, you got to come back to work. We're back to work. And I was like, well, I still have a few more days. But he's like, you're not sick now. You should be good. They brought me back in. I did a few tests over the next couple of weeks to make sure, right? But to go back and try and communicate with everyone that I was in contact with too, make sure, hey, how you feeling? Right? That was a bit of a trick.
Yeah, I work in the food industry in a warehouse, so I
Mm,
had a lot of jobs even with the COVID. So
yeah.
it was not a big stress for me at all because I had plenty of money. Because even with the COVID, they always have a hard time trying to find workers.
Oh yeah.
I don't
One
know
of
if it's
those.
a problem in Ontario, but here it's
I've
can be
been.
pretty bad.
I'm a bit older too. Like I'm in my 40s. I'm 40 now. So like to watch these new kids come up and try and do our work, it's almost shameful. Like it's like when I
Okay.
my first real job was Braemar Construction out of Hamilton, Ontario. Like I worked restaurants and grocery store, paper route, and all that shit. But this job, when I came home, my hands were bleeding and shit because of the fucking framing and building and stuff, right? But we pushed through. Like the guys, they would yell at you if they said half of the things they said to us when they were showing us how to build and do our jobs. They would be in jail for fucking abuse. Like
Yeah.
I seen them the one time they gave this at the bottom of the Ys on your main supports on these buildings. You have to put in a blocker plate to stop the arm from coming down. Well, that's great big 6, 7 inch spikes, right? So normally you use a 5 pound hammer. Well, this kid, we're all brand new. Nobody knew nothing. He had his hammer his mom bought him. And by the end of the day, his hand was just a giant blister, man. He went home
Oh,
crying,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like none of the experienced dudes said, "Hey, here's a 5 pound hammer, man." They just watched them. They never, but they're supposed to be there training us. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, shit.
yeah, it was pretty brutal, man. They were pretty mean to us, right? I've seen guys get kicked over in the outhouse because they were, whining that they had to work so hard, and then the older guys would be, "I'll show you." Fucking, as soon as you get in the outhouse, they'd just push it over on him, right?
Oh,
And then they'd fucking make him get his own way home because he's all covered in shit now. It's like if you did that nowadays, you'd be in jail and stuff, Like,
yeah, nowadays it's hard for kids to even show up.
Unreal.
To have the kids show up to his job because
Yeah.
around here kids have a lot of choice if they want to, when they're looking for a job. So if they think it's too hard, they just leave and
They
don't
just
give a
leave,
shit.
yeah. Like, well, that's the fun part with like ours. Like sometimes you're 17 hours from home. Where are you gonna go? Like you're here till the job's done, bud, or you
Okay, yeah.
fly home. Then I guess like. We were hand selected for that job, so I was just waiting for the contract to go through, right? Hand picked for that one. So
They knew they could trust you, so
yeah.
yeah.
So I'm at that point now where I'm at that comfortability with my construction trade that I can pick and choose what I want to do now as far as that goes, right? So that's kind of nice. I'm not the boss, but I definitely have, like, I can take any days off I want. Like, let's say tomorrow, oh, I'm not in tomorrow, man. I got to go to Quebec, boneyard stuff. Yeah. My bosses, they're all pretty cool with it, right?
Okay, so, that's great.
Yeah.
You have a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, so it works out pretty good. He's pretty understanding. He's an entrepreneur. He built his business on his own too, right? Okay. He's watching me trying to do this, right? So.
Okay, yeah, he understands.
Yeah, which is nice. Right? Very hard to find, right? Especially in the construction, they want you to work 7 days a week, 9 days a week. Fuck, it's like, I did my time, man.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I guess the money is there when you work a lot, but
yeah, because like I'll work 3-4 straight months. Like lately, I've been just kind of working normal hours because we've been doing so many interviews, and then I'll take 2 months off. Like I'll save every dollar and then fucking see you later. I'm on the road, right, doing whatever it is I do. No one quite understands it, not even myself. But
yeah. Anyway, I used to work, 2 jobs, and it was like at least 60 hours every week, and to me it was like normal, but. Nowadays, sometimes I work only for a 40-hour week, and it feels like I'm on vacation or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of in our slow season. We've got a couple half days. It's like, this is weird. What do I do now, right? So used to, yeah, we work, fuck, some days we'll work 14, 16 hours, So it gets to you. I can see why not everyone's cut out to do what we do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Is it hard to find new workers, young people?
Yeah, it totally is for our trade.
Okay.
Definitely, man. Like, I've seen quite a few people come and go pretty quickly.
Yeah.
They usually last a day or two, and then that's the end of that, right? And then they're gone. So, like, we got a couple new kids that have come up. They're RD and Q Dog. They fucking really pull their weight now. They've really kind of settled into actually working, like getting in the flow. Now you can send them out on certain jobs by themselves. Here you go, man. You got this. Yep, not a problem. And they're pretty young kids too, so they're in their early 20s. So it's nice to see that some kids have that drive and that ability, right? Regardless what the work is.
Okay. Here around 12 years, the thing is, since many decades, it was hard to find jobs around here because there was the paper industry was big around here, and they were always cutting jobs. There were actually good jobs around here in the paper industry, but the paper industry is kind of dying slowly.
Yeah.
So for the last decades, 12 years in the area, it was the unemployment rate was pretty high. So when you were a business, it was really easy to find. It was really easy to find workers. So there were a couple of factories and companies that were kind of abusing a little bit.
Greedy a lot.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So they gave you shit conditions for very low money, and fast forwards to 2020, a lot of these guys really have bad reputations in the area, so they really can't find anybody because everyone has other options.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, that's good that there's other options, though. It sucks being stuck into that fucking rut of that shitty job you can't get out of. Like that just blows.
JD used to work in the slaughterhouse. That was a total shit job.
How was that, man?
I was really in shit. My job was to clean the guts for a sausage. It was or preparing the pork rectum for Chinese people and stuff. It was really a shitty job, enough job if you.
Right.
But some of these jobs actually pay good money. So some places actually pay good money for that, but not around here.
No, right?
When I was at this place, I was paid minimum wage and. No, seriously.
Because they couldn't get away with that.
What minimum wage is that standard across Canada now, or is it just province to province?
I don't think so. No,
just province to province.
It's around 12 and a half here, I think.
Is it? Oh, I'm probably wrong, but I think it's like $15 an hour in Ontario, something like that.
Yep.
In Montreal.
Yep.
No, it's probably the same in Montreal, but in Toronto, I believe it's 15.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 15 here.
There's no way you could live in Toronto, even
Fuck
with 15.
No, you got to make $40-$50 an hour to even have a fucking bachelor pad in Toronto nowadays, man. It's unreal. Like, because originally I was looking for land to buy close to Lake Toronto in between to build my festival, so every year I can have my own heavy Montreal festival, kind of, what I mean? But the fucking land prices around here right now are retarded, dude. Like, they're selling like this shit, not a shit house that I'm in, but it's just a typical standard home, and it's going for like $800,000 and stuff. And you get no yard. Like, you're on the little subdivision, 50 by 50 foot lot, right? The house is narrow but tall, so it's like 2-3 stories up, But I've been looking at land down in Mexico and Arizona in the last couple of weeks, and fuck, man, I get like 300 acres for like $399,000. You know what I mean? That has a house on it and everything already. Like, sorry, Ontario, but we'll be purchasing down there first for sure until something else happens, right? But our market right now is just unfucking real, man. Like, I think the average condo in Toronto is $1.5 million, $3 million, in around that or some shit. Stupid, man. You gotta have 10 people
that's a
living
good thing. Yeah.
it.
That's a
Just
cool
to
thing
afford it.
about Trois-Rivières. It's fairly cheap around here.
Yeah. We have a request from Max the Million. He's speaking of your office.
About your
Oh,
house?
he asked me if I. Oh, my office is my. Okay, I won't say it, but
It's the office.
okay, it's where. Yeah, the office. Where there's a throne in the house, you know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, you.
Yeah. The king's ring.
because every time I do FaceTime with Max, I'm at my office. Oh, he really loves it.
What did I do the other day, man? I was sending someone a voice message. I wasn't even thinking. I set my phone down on the counter and took a piss. All they could hear was me pissing too, right? I was like, fuck. So sorry, man. You know, I just get so used to just working all the time, no matter what, right? Yeah, they thought that. They were like, is that you pissing? Right? I'm like, oh, shit. I can't believe I picked it up. So sorry.
But Max,
well.
no, I'm not on my office right now. But when I call you later, I will be.
Yeah. Wait till you get to the office. Give Max a call.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I'll be down at his place in I think 2 weeks. Where I'm coming down. And then again
Okay.
on the 26th,
Okay.
so I'll be down again for a few more days then too. So
You're going to the show in Quebec?
it's on the 25th, so I can't get to town till the next day. So I'm gonna end up missing that show. I
Okay.
guess they're a day late. But
I think it's Dead Man's Prophecy that are playing this
Yeah.
night.
yeah. So
Yeah.
fuck, as much as I want to make it, my friend that's coming with me, she's got to work the night shift or whatever, so she doesn't get off work in time. And I'm like, she'd been looking forward to going somewhere with me forever, so I was like, I'll wait for you. Don't worry. We'll leave on the 26th, man. Off we'll go, right? So it should be a blast, though.
all right.
But well, fuck, let's wrap it up. Fuck, we've been just babbling along for hours now. Had a great time though, man. You guys, honored to have you guys on the show.
Yeah, that
And,
was really cool.
Thanks. An honor to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are writing new stuff. You got some new stuff coming out next year. I know
We
I
hope
can't
so.
wait personally. I'm pretty sure everyone else is just dying too, man. So
Maybe we can do. We will be able to do to release a single or something like that. We don't know yet,
Maybe.
but I think it could be a good way to show people what's coming up.
yeah. I found a lot of the bands they have the album and stuff ready, but they're
Mhm.
releasing just an EP off it, one or two, just until
Yeah.
they can do the live show, then put the album out, and then they can tour to promote the album. Honestly, right? So, yeah, even a little single, maybe 2 singles, that'd be nice. I would like that.
That would
We
be
will
cool.
see,
Yeah.
because now that we can see each other, it will be easier.
Mhm.
Because Uncle Lego didn't want us to see each other, stay at home, and don't go to see
Yeah.
your friends. But now it will be easier to do music stuff. How can I say in the same rehearsal place?
Yeah. No, I get you. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, for sure. It's coming though.
Because our way to compose music is Fred gave me a guitar and said, play a riff that sounds like Meshuggah and Cryptopsy in the same time or something like that.
Yeah. No problem, he says.
Yeah. And I'm like, Cryptopsy and Meshuggah. Okay.
I got this.
But
he
seriously,
says.
we spent
I usually
for-
I usually try to blend brutal metal. I tell him to play in a riff in the style of a brutal metal and a pop singer or something like that. It's usually something like
Play
that.
some-
Something
play
really
something
stupid.
that sounds like Britney Spears and Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
hardcore pop, baby. Starting a new genre.
Yeah, just
No.
trying to make him try to be creative and come up with some
Yeah.
some
I've
stuff
gotta ask.
you would not expect.
Do you play bass left-handed?
No,
Or are
no,
you right-handed?
we are right-handed.
You guys are all right? I thought I seen a
Yeah.
picture. It looked like you were playing with your left hand on the bass, but maybe not.
Oh
Oh, okay. I
probably-
play
no. Maybe
left-handed.
a reverse
Right.
picture.
Oh, okay. That's probably what it is. Yeah.
Because
I
when you
always
take a
play
selfie or
left-handed,
something
so-
like that, it's always a.
Yeah. When I come visit people, I can't like. They're like, "Oh, here, try the guitar." It's all upside down, fucking backwards. Can't do it. Thought it'd be nice to just meet one other left-handed player that I could play someone else's guitar. You know. One day.
One day.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
keep searching. The search continues. Well, I'm going to
Find
take
your
us off the air.
your left-handed soulmate one day.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one here, I had a friend of mine buy that for me and give it to me as a gift. They wouldn't even take money for it or anything. And then my acoustic, which is still in my car, actually, because I had it with me on my road trip. I just took and flipped the strings around and all that on it, right? Pulled off the pick guard and repainted it so you can't even tell. So, but this one's that was my first second real left-handed guitar I ever had. My first one was an old 72, it was a Japanese copy, and there was only like 100 and something of them made. And my ex, obviously, sold all my stuff on me. And like,
No crap.
that was my very first guitar I ever owned, bought with my own money. I had it since I was fucking 14 years old. So the time she sold it on me, I've had it for like almost 15 years, man. Like, I was, needless to say, I'm single and will be single for a long time now. That really fucking deterred me from all that shit. Like, don't touch my stuff. Don't come near it.
You should sell her to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, right. Should have. She'd probably be delicious too.
Seriously, if one of my cats destroy one of my guitar or something like that, they are going straight away to KFC.
Oh yeah, man. Shit, I'll cook that myself. Take pride in chicken balls, you know.
Don't remove the fur.
Yeah, no problem. I grew up on the farm. It's been an honor, guys. I can't thank you enough. Oh,
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was funny.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed. Like I said, anytime you guys
we
got new stuff, let us know. Or if you guys want to jump
right.
in one time just to shoot the shit and feel like you're getting out and socializing, fuck, let me know, man. I'll be here. You guys are always welcome.
Perfect.
Thank you very
Thanks a
much
lot.
for having us.
Yeah, play it loud, play it proud, people. Fucking
All right.